Good evening, everybody. Let's do a brief audio and sound check. How's everybody doing? Let's see if this is working. Good evening. Good evening. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's see. Awesome. Looks good. Sounds good. Great. Give me just a moment while I get a couple things set up, and then we'll get going. We'll just get on our way. How's everybody week? How's everybody's weekend, actually? Watching football, enjoying family. How is it? All good? Playing zombies, Call of Duty. I have no idea. Let's get through a few things. Yeah, food. I need to eat. I'm going to eat right after this stream. I am very hungry. Armando, yes. So does mine. The opponent I'm playing against on fantasy football, their quarterback is out, and I'm still gonna lose. So anyway, let's get started. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets. I'm Coach Dakota, Coach DBA. As always, this is for educational purposes only. Yeah, let's dive through this. Let's start talking about the markets. We'll do our regular rapid fire NASDAQ, crude oil, Nikkei, and then we'll switch over to gold, see if there's any trading opportunities. You guys can see I have my live account queued up and ready to go. You know what's interesting? I'm really curious. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow morning when I'm on with Nick for a tick and MP, if he's going to be joining us on. It's still amazing the amount of traders who still try and either like follow us or fade us. I think that's such an interesting thing, where traders on social media and on the internet, they just can't think for themselves, I guess. I don't know. I'm just mind blown on how many people are just either following us exactly or fading us exactly. It's on a delay. The stream's on a freaking delay. And who's going to base their strategy off of some guy on the YouTube? So I think it's the funniest thing. It's always entertaining. I'm always curious. That's why we do that Topstep risk disclosure. Like, it's there. It's there for a reason. There it is again. And there it is again in the YouTube chat. And then just one more time. Topstep risk disclosure, everybody. Read it, study it, memorize it, understand it. Everybody here on Topstep is for education. We want traders to succeed. We want to see the community grow and get better and continue to become this. I don't know what we want to call what you want to call it, but an amazing trading community. Now let's get started. Not talking about sports. We're going to start diving into the markets, Greg. NASDAQ. What a day, Friday. Let's take a look. This is the daily chart here on the NASDAQ. We've had quite the move. We've been in quite the bull market, even pretty much for the better part of this month from September. We've had that huge sell-off. We all know. We've seen it. We got down as low as, what is this, 18,500, 18,600. Nice rally, consolidation, a rally, consolidation, a rally again. And so I wanted to point something out. We did get to this level. This was a key level between 500 and 600. We got to it, immediately rejected, and immediately sold off. So, that was pretty straightforward and simple. We got to this level of resistance. You can see there is resistance here, and there throughout July. And sure enough, that's where we sold off from. Now, the question that we're going into this week, there's going to be a lot of news. I believe there's a lot of news. If we take a look at the news calendar, let's do just that. Let's take a look. Oh, that's not the right one. Okay, I gotta always go to the Trader Hub, and let's take a look. The economic calendar. Let me make sure it's by Financial Juice. We could always filter this. I always filter it for the high and medium, and then we could take a look. Today is the 29th, already going into the end of the month. Let's take a look. We have a lot of UK news coming up at midnight, it looks like for me, 1 a.m. Central. Then October 1st, let's take a look at this. So Monday is this is Monday. Monday is the 30th. A lot of news in Japan. We're going to see probably some volatility in the Nikkei. And let's move over to Tuesday. We'll have, let's take a look there. Tuesday, we have the JOLTS job openings. Europe, core CPI, flash CPI. We have a lot of speakers, as always, coming in. It is a bank holiday. That's something to be taken into consideration. Not a U.S. bank holiday, but a bank holiday in China. And we'll go ahead and keep going through. We have, of course, the ADP. This is going to be a big one. A lot of big news coming out this week. The non-farm employment change from ADP, which is going to be a big one. Then, of course, come Thursday, we're always waiting on news. Like, that's all it is. Every single time I look at the news and we start talking about the markets, it seems like we're always waiting on something. And I say that every single time. But, of course, unemployment, non-farm, lots of volatility. Summer's over, going into fall and winter. We should see a spike in volatility, seeing that seasonality come into play. It's hard to beat what we've seen in July and August. There's a lot of volatility, but maybe we start to see another spike in volatility going into the fall. But from a technical standpoint, I wanted to point something out. Take a look at this. We had a rally. We had a consolidation or a flagging pattern. We had another rally, and then we had a consolidation or flagging pattern, and then a third rally, and now we're seeing a consolidation or flagging pattern. So this is something that I'm going to be watching tomorrow. I'm going to be on with Nick for a tick in the morning. I'm going to draw this out a little bit better for everybody, but this is a pretty nice and a very healthy market. From this standpoint, we're getting these good pullbacks. Of course, it's never pretty. It's never, perfect. And there's always chop. But look at this. One thing I wanted to point out is these rallies, they're not getting stronger. They're actually getting weaker. Each one of these moves is getting weaker. And, of course, that's a sign of weakness where we could see a deeper pullback. Another note is this is a major support resistance zone. Major support and resistance. We tried to break out. We got to those 500s, and then immediately sold off. And now we're testing it again. So the question to me is, did we break out? And did we just come and test support, right? This was resistance. Resistance becomes support. Take a look at this, and we can see it on an hourly chart a little bit better, actually. So there's an hourly chart. And if we're looking at this, you can see the moves a lot cleaner. And so is that what's happening? This was a play that I did have on the 26th that worked out pretty well, buying the initial sell-off and the sell-off down to this support area. Well, we just tested it again. We barely peaked below the 26th, dropped below, and we took a look, but we did take a look below. We got as far as 159, 160 during, tonight, during the Sunday, and immediate rejection. We rallied back up. This is a 3-bar reversal on an hourly chart, right? This is an hourly chart, so this is a 3-bar reversal, and immediate rejection. Buyers stepped in. Take a look at this. This is another note that I'm going to be to watch, right? Where it's a zone. This is a pretty big zone. Are you going to be using the bodies of the candles, or are you going to be using the wicks, right? It's hard to say, but essentially this is just one big zone. Buy the dip opportunities. Are we going to see a move back up? Maybe we could test these 360s, 370s. Maybe we could come to this upper end of where we've been consolidating and maybe make a run back up into those 500s. But yeah, this is major resistance. It was a resistance, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 times, and now it's becoming support. Buyers are stepping in whenever we're getting back towards those 220s or 20,020s, 20,200s. Yeah, 2200s. There you go. And that's what I'm looking at going into tonight. Very bullish, of course. Buy the dip mentality, which has played off really well for the past couple weeks. Just buy the dip. And I don't see why this wouldn't be anything else other than a buy the dip. Of course, anything can happen, but yeah, we just keep doing what the market's giving us. And it's been buy the dip opportunities every time we've sold off. And there's no reason for us to believe that that will not continue until it doesn't. And then if we do start to break down and we start to break lower, then the market structure would obviously change. But until then, it's buying the dip. I'm not going to be playing for a big, deeper pullback, even though we could expect it on that higher time frame. But yeah, this is very healthy. Looks like we can find opportunities to buy lower and look for us to continue higher because this is a bullish market. We're going up and to the right. Taking a look at the 5-minute chart, yeah, you can see that hard rejection right at the open tonight, the Sunday night open, right, where we opened up at 5 p.m. Central. And yeah, I mean, that was pretty straightforward. We did get up to this level. This is going to be an interesting level. Oh, man, not that. This 280. So this 280 is what we're going to be I'm going to be watching. I mean, that played out pretty well, quite a bit. Look at this. There's a lot of resistance. This is a major one. If we can get above this, and this is actually looking like a pretty decent slow markets trade. I do like this trade setup. Man, I really do. I like to see us break this during the New York session. I don't want to break this overnight. This is a major resistance. You can see we're rejected here, immediately up, and we're starting to see this bullish structure, right? We kind of had a bullish flag, broke out, pulled back. We did pull back to this area of resistance. We're bouncing off of resistance a little bit. We could come back down and see these 2200s, these 20,200s. But I like this. This is what I like. Major areas of support and resistance. So that way we could have a clean reference to trade, right? Regardless of we're bullish or bearish, I love these clean references. For example, here was one. This was one on the 27th. See, this is very nice and very clean. 1, 2, 3 tests. When we did break out, it was a nice, strong, and very, very clean break. So I love to see this set up. So that way, maybe tonight, hopefully not tonight, hopefully tomorrow. I'd love for this to wait, and I'd love for the market to consolidate. And then tomorrow during the New York session, during fast markets, then we could see if the market come back up and towards these 280s, test it, and then we could find an opportunity to get in and see if we can break out. As soon as if we do break out to the long side at past these 280s, then I could see 319s coming to play. There was a lot of chop and support and resistance. Obviously, this is a major resistance, so drawing that out, and then drawing this out. So those are two major levels that we're watching, or at least that I'm watching. And then, of course, on the lower end, you can see that this is going to be coming into play a few times. I could sit here for forever just drawing out support and resistance. Let's take a look. I'm curious to see what let's take a look at this. Give me a moment, then I'll get to some questions. I want to take a look at this. Topstep daily levels. All right, I'm always curious to see how these daily levels play out. There's a lot of them down here. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Topstep. This is weekly kickoff high. Looks like last week's high. Yesterday's value area low. I mean, there's a lot of levels down here, and that makes sense, right? This is beautiful. And then these aren't used to be like as signals, right? Not buy or sell when it touches these levels, but more of areas of confluence where it could be good decision zones. And let's take a look. What about to the north side? So there's a lot of resistance up here. Look, there's 3 of the Topstep levels up here. Yesterday's volume point of control, settlements. I mean, there's a lot of resistance up here into these 300s. So very well, we can see this market. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, this is a range, and why not? Why would we not want to play a range if we're looking to do something as simple as sell these highs and then buy these lows, and looking for areas that we could get into a trade, like a breakout. If we break out above this, then these 350s up this upper zone could be some targets, and then vice versa. If we were watching this market, maybe this could have been a great, or not maybe, this would have been a great selling opportunity, where if we're trading tonight, and you've seen that on Friday this was major resistance, and so you're going into tonight, we had that huge rally off the open tonight. We rallied up to this level, and sure enough, this level became a great area to short, and target the first support resistance, which would be these 250s. That's pretty much all I have on the NASDAQ, everybody. I'm going to watch. If I see something set up that I like, I'm going to take it. That's why I have my live account ready. But let's get to some questions. Let's take a look at some questions. Let's go through this. Are you concerned that on the 4-hour we broke out of the bullish channel? Out of the 4-hour... Am I concerned that we broke out of this bullish channel? I'm not seeing what you're seeing. Somebody said that. I'm not really seeing that. To me, this is the channel. If there's going to be a channel, it's going to be something like this. I don't know. Maybe you could even say this being the channel. But we haven't really broken out of it. Maybe there's an argument to say that this is consolidation, and where would you put that channel, right? And we were trying to break down below that, but nothing has nothing gives me a concern on any time frame that we're selling off. I don't see it. You could, like I said, everybody sees the market differently. This would be the bearish thing I've seen. This daily chart is probably one of the more bearish things that I see. But even then, even on the daily, there's a lot of, this was resistance. Is this resistance becoming support? Well, it's looking like it. And if there's any case for the bears, I would say that, sure, we had a 3-bar reversal. We didn't really close below the 26th, and we had like a lower low, technically a lower low, lower high. So far a lower high. So maybe there is the argument for the sell side. I'm not sure. Not really sure. I can't see anything that's too crazy. Anyway, hopefully that answers that question. All right, let's move on. Let's keep going. Let's get to crude oil. Crude oil, bullish. I am bullish crude. Let's take a look at the hourly. Take a look at this. I want to point this out. This is an interesting pattern. Let me look at a higher time frame. I want to explain this a little bit better. I'm going to go to the daily. So I'm curious to see how this is going to set up. I don't think I'm going to trade it, but this is a daily. You can see how crude oil on the daily, every time we've sold into these lower 60s, these are some extreme. This is an extreme level in this zone. This is a pretty big zone, and someone could even argue like this, right? Where 63, we've been getting nice bounces. We did get one again. We've got a nice rally. The middle of the month, we had that nice rally, and we just sold off. We sold off to this level, kind of where we broke out, and immediately we found buyers. And so the question is, are we going to look to find a selling opportunity for it to continue? Or is this going to be what we're seeing here? Maybe something like this. I'm not sure. This has been a very difficult market for me. I have not been trading it very often because it's been difficult for me anyway. I haven't placed too many trades in crude oil, but this is kind of a rounding bottom. This is almost a reversal pattern that I'm watching. and I'm seeing, I mean, it's no, yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard for me. It's a rough market. It's a rough, because we had that huge sell-off. We tried, we failed. We tried, we failed. Maybe a reverse head and shoulders here coming into the market, and we are making higher lows. So we are making higher lows, and we are making higher highs. So maybe a play could be if we break above like 68, 78, we could see us make another run up to $70 a barrel. I don't like trading crude oil. It feels like we're in the middle of this, where we could very easily just sell off down towards these 65s. And I just don't like this market where it's at right now. I would much rather us wait until we get to these 60s. And then if we get to these 60s, maybe we could get a nice little, move back down and a sell-off. But this is a round bottom. This could be a higher low. Is that? I don't know. What's everybody's charts on this? Or what's everybody's thoughts on this? This might be a higher low. I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at this is a possibility that, yeah, I'm looking at a higher low being formed here in crude. Someone's got 63.5 to print. Interesting. Daily downward dumping or everything else bullish. I don't know. I'm not going to trade this just because it's been very difficult for me to trade, but I will talk about it from a technical standpoint. Cup and handle on the hourly. Maybe a cup and handle. I mean, this is the hourly chart. I mean, a round bottom, and then, I mean, to me, the play would be, if you are going to buy this, I would like to see this break above this 68.80, this pivot. I mean, there's a lot of resistance up here, and if we could break through this, then the next level I could see is 70. But then there's not too much room to the upside. I mean, could we see us hit 71, 72? But then if we break down, I mean, this thing could get to 65 really quick. Catch the falling knife. I mean, catching a falling knife is trying to buy it when we're breaking through support. So buying this is catching the falling knife. We're starting to see some structure anyway. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. Yeah, 5-minute. The intermediate, I mean, it's not the longer term trend, but it's the current trend, right? For the past couple days, is we're finding buyers. And so maybe there's an argument to be made where we can just look to find buying opportunities and looking for this market to break above 68.80, 68.80 seems to be that number. Maybe 68.70, and look for us to test 70. Maybe we could test 70, but if we start to break, this is a market where if you want to maybe we just wait for the market to break some support. Like if we do break below this pivot, for example, if we start to break down, as soon as we break below this pivot, then that could be some good opportunities to short and look for a huge continuation down. I say huge continuation down, but take a look at this. Like, these moves on oil have been very vicious to the downside. So whenever you get into a position in this type of a market, it's a tough one. And this is a tough market to trade, at least for me. Anyway, let's take a look at Nikkei, Japanese market. The Japanese market, oh man, that was quite the sell-off, right? This is a 5-minute chart. That was a really big sell-off. Let me take a look at the hourly chart first. So yeah, this was a lot weaker than the NASDAQ. This was the sell-off on the 26th and then consolidation on the 27th. But take a look at this rejection. It looks like we just made this rejection. Look at that, where we came up towards these 38,400s. We even got at 38,600. And this looks like in the past hour, and immediately rejected it. So, man, let me zoom out. Is this going to be like the NASDAQ? That could have been, obviously now with hindsight, hindsight capital, a great buying opportunity. 3-bar, that's what we look for. This 3-bar reversal, like that's beautiful pattern. I don't know. I'm going to be curious to see how this plays out. That is not a rejection that you like to see. We did reject right off of this. Yeah, that's an interesting zone. That's a clean bounce. Let me look at a 5-minute chart. Let's see what it looks like. That's looking bullish to me. It really is. Let me get this fixed. I kind of want to buy it right here. This is not looking too bad, to be honest. We had that huge, that's a big move. That's a big move to 38,615. I'm going to see if I could get into one. See if I could get into one. Don't want to see this thing move without me. Let's. Yeah, let me watch this. Let's watch this. Let's watch this. This is going to be the trade I like. We'll see if we could get a move higher. But yeah, let me walk through this. I can show you what I'm looking at. There's a lot of support. This was resistance. A lot of support right there. We sold off. We've broken through this. And we've seen some resistance there. We came down support. And now that became support again. Let's take a look. I'm going to be pretty cautious with this one. We could watch this thing. And yeah, this is quite the sell-off after that big break. And if we could get back above these 330s, I don't know if we could get. Yeah, that's an interesting pullback. I don't think we could get all the way back up there, but let's see. Let's see how this goes. If we do start to break into these 300s, then I'm going to move my stop loss to like 125. It's a volatile. There's a lot of volatility in here. NASDAQ selling off. NASDAQ's dumping. NASDAQ's back down to 220s. I might decide to close this out early. I'm going to watch this price action. I might get out of this really quick. So Shim, explain to me in detail, how am I gambling? Okay, I don't like that. I'm going to go ahead and just get out. Let's get out of there. I'm going to get out. Something's going on. Does anybody know anything? What am I missing? Did we have news? That looks like a newsworthy candle to me. It's right at the top of the hour. It's right at 8 p.m. Bernie, you've been calling it for 10 minutes. Yeah, this is newsworthy type of a move. I mean, that's 60 cents. Bernie, yeah. Buy the dip. What is this thing going to start pushing without me? Watch. Yeah. Got out early. I think crude oil scared me out. Look at it. Now we watch this rally. We could watch this move without me. Yeah, it's not worth taking the risk. Sometimes it's good to watch, and sometimes I do watch this, and it's good to watch this. This is news. This can be scary. Let's take a seat. What's gold? Gold's not reacting too much. Spike in volatility. Let's take a look. It's quite the move back down into the NASDAQ. Yeah, we'll get to some questions in just a moment. I told the market makers, wait till the morning for us to break out. Which is, yeah. Dang it, man. Dang it. That's okay. We broke through those 300s really quick. Financial juice, let's take a look. Yeah, for oil, Japanese for oil, right? But that's not until 1930. Yeah, that's not for another 30 minutes, no? Yeah, this is, or did I just miss it? Was there one or at the top of the hour? 10-year trading market pips. Was that it right there? Actually, forecasted. No. Interesting. That's okay. Well, sometimes shouldn't pay attention to the other markets. Trade the market you're watching. Yeah, I can see that. Japan's industrial output prelim. Yeah, -3/3. That was the trade. That was it. Oh well. Move on to the next. I don't mind taking a $100 loss on that. I don't mind that $100 loss. It always sucks sometimes, but let's see. I got in at 255, and we're trading. Yeah, that would be $500. Yep. What a move! Yeah, Timothy. If there was a micro Nikkei, that would be nice. That would be very nice. Maybe one day, maybe soon. I don't see a reason why there wouldn't be a micro Nikkei. Yeah, this is a 100 tick. That was a clean pullback. That was a very nice clean pullback, and then a break to the long side. Looking for this to break and then continue back up into these 400s. I called it, and stick to my conviction. To me, I'm okay with eliminating risk. When the markets move like that, like when you see the NASDAQ sell off quite a bit, and then you see a huge spike in crude oil, like this, like that's a really big spike. A lot of times it's better to just get flat. Whenever you think that something might be going on in the market, whether you might have missed a news event, something's happening, risk. The number one thing that should always be on your mind is risk. If the markets are moving and something might be happening that you don't know about, then the number one thing you should do is, look for ways to eliminate risk. Sure, if this thing moves up of course it sucks to say I could have made $500 on that move, or I could have made $1,000 on that move, or whatever, right? The would have, could have, should have game. But also the exact opposite is true, right? If this would have tanked, I would have lost $600 or $700, where to me, I'm happy with a $100 loss, even though, yeah, it does suck to watch this thing move without me, because the trade was a very beautiful technical trade. And yeah, sometimes look at this, and we're right back down. And then is it right back up on the NASDAQ? Not sure. So yeah, I'd do that all the time. I do that quite frequently. Nikkei is just not one of those markets that you could get in and get out really quick because of the spread and the low liquidity. What a move. You love it when you're correct. It sucks when you're wrong. You know what's even worse is being correct and then missing out on it. Right? I still never did see that one trader. Not too late to get back in. Nope, I'm going to wait. If this thing, the next trade I'm going to see is if we pull back, I'm going to wait for a pullback. If we could get back down to like 260s, 250s, that would be my next entry. I'm not going to chase it up here. I mean, I'm not going to buy it at 350. There's a lot more opportunities. NASDAQ's showing some volatility through here. Not too slow of markets tonight. Ask Dakota what is. I lose a lot, right, Coach Hoop? But I would take 10 of these losses. I don't mind 10 of these losses. Coach J. Yeah, a micro Nikkei does exist. If you guys want the micro Nikkei, what you do is you go to this support and you go to this feature voting, and then you vote for it. This feature voting on Topstep X is pretty dang awesome. Pretty dang cool. I love it. I'm actually liking this pullback on the NASDAQ. I really like this pullback on the NASDAQ. I'm going to go ahead and jump in one. Very similar to the Nikkei, but look at this. We pulled back down to this level. This is an interesting level. I'm going to just go ahead and put my stop loss right there. So let's see if we can hold this level. This support 217. I might tighten this up. I was looking for this to be a reversal bar. We'll watch it. This might be another smaller loss. You did a long time ago to vote for the micro Nikkei. Yeah, so if you did, then that's all you need to do is go over to the support and go to the feature voting, and then I think you could even sign in and search NKD and go through already present, finished, and then upvote what you want. So I'm sure it's in there if you've already put through somewhere around here. But yeah, you can see where everyone is voting the Nikkei added. So go in here if you want something, and that's where you would add it. This one's dropping off. Minus 300. I might. Would you trade CL with the volatility it has now, or wait? For CL, it's waiting on CL. Maybe there's an argument to buy the pullback and see if we get continuation, but it's waiting. Oh, and that just stopped me out. What a move. Yeah, this thing's getting ugly. Yeah, that's Quite the sell-off. I'm not going to touch that. This was the last one where I wanted it to hold. And now that we broke down, I could see this coming back down 190s. Is Nikkei selling off? Nikkei might have some follow through on it. I'm actually going to hop into Nikkei. We'll see this one. Pretty active tonight. I'm trying to be active, okay, everybody. I am being pretty active for tonight. What are your thoughts on ES? Well, ES and NQ is pretty dang similar. See, NQ, ES, NQ, pretty similar. Yeah, I know everybody loves this activity. When markets move, I trade them. We love volatility. I love volatility. Let's see. I know I said I was going to wait for a pullback. We didn't get it. Let's see if we could get to 250. Looking for 250 here. Right back to where did the New York session close? New York session finished right where? That was the New York session. So we're below the New York session close. Let's see. Man, New York sessions closes there. And then the new session is right about there. Yeah, that's where we opened up, right? We opened up right there. Right there. Let's see. Let's watch this. Because if this starts to sell off, it could get even uglier. We could even see 170s, 180s, some of these lows. And we could watch it. Super Chris, are you a full-time trader? Yes, I am a full-time trader. $21.73, but we wake up and we'll be below. My target's 172 to 189. Is it 189? It might be. This is just very, is it? Yep, 189 is the open right there. That candlestick. Do you have another job? Nope, this is it. What is your current live account balance? 150 or 147,000. For the Topstep one. Lots of buyers at 206. Yeah, we'll watch this. I mean, it's slow markets. Come on, guys. There's not really too much going on right now. We had a nice spike in volatility. I got smashed on 2 trades. And then on this third trade here on the Nikkei, I might get ran over on this one too. We'll watch it. I want to see if we could continue back down to these 200s even. 200s. Right about there. But maybe even a little bit lower. Looking for a good 1-to-1 trade. I think you're right about number 3. I'm not sure what you mean by number 3. Oh shit. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to some more questions. We could watch this trade play out. I might add to it. I might add to this one if we could break below 295. 295. Yeah, I might add. I'm going to stay with just one right now, and I'm going to watch this. The Nikkei does not have a lot of liquidity, so it can be difficult to trade it. If we could break above break below 295, 290, immediately hit that. Okay, I added to that one. So I'm going to stay in these 2 contracts. And let's go. Let's get to some questions. Let's go, Dakota. What's your opinion on straight to funded? Just curious, Richard. I don't like it, Richard Harris. Richard Harris asking me what my opinion is on straight to funded. I mean, as a company and as a trader, you want to learn how to become consistent and profitable before you have access to capital, right? Unless you're already good, right? If you're already good, if you're already consistent and proven, then of course you just want to be funded and want to trade live money. But if you're already consistent and profitable, you should much rather trade your own personal money because you get 100% of the money you make. Maybe there's a market for it. There's definitely, I wouldn't count out a market for it, right? Because trading is one of my main incomes. And yeah, for me personally, if like me and someone in my position, I would say, okay, why I don't really want to go through a combine strategy. I fund an account at my broker, right? I have a broker, Interactive Brokers, or another broker where I just send my money and I trade it and I get 100% of it. So that's all I'm going to say at it is, yeah, I mean, it's silly, right? We had that conversation about it the other day where it's like you draft a quarterback and without testing the quarterback, you put him into to play in a season opener. Okay, let's see if we could hold below these 38 300s. I'd like to see us hold below these 300s. Any words of wisdom to anyone that is planning to be a full-time or a person that works a 9 to 5 and have a thought on going full-time? Ooh, that is my wheelhouse. So as we watch this trade, this is an amazing question because this is why I started Slow Markets. Somebody with a 9 to 5 job that wants to learn how to trade and wants to become full-time. My first advice is say, don't think of it as you're going to become a full-time trader. You want to slowly start to learn. You slowly start to learn. You don't quit your job to become a trader. And then after you have that consistency, after you've already made enough money and you feel like you're consistent, then maybe you could have that conversation. I will always recommend traders who are brand new to trading or who eventually wants to trade full time is you need to have that supplemental income. You need to build an account and have that confidence that you can trade consistently over a period of years, not months, not weeks, years. Because if you're going to be a full-time trader and that's going to be something you want to like depend on, rely on, take care of a family with, you want to be there for years, right? You never want to put yourself in a situation where you have to make money because you guys who's been here for a while, you guys seen me go through it. What was it? February, March, and April, I made $250,000. I withdrew $186,000. June, July, and the first part of August, I did nothing. It was rough trading. I struggled really, really bad in the markets. And then the August, September, I'm up 150,000. So those are swings in the markets that you have to understand when you have a house. You have bills coming in. Bills come in monthly, right? They don't care. I don't know when I'm going to get paid again whenever I start doing trading in the markets. So bills do not care. They come in regardless of whether or not you make money. So I don't know where I'm getting with this. I think it's just don't quit your job. You want to look at this and start slowly. Then once you start getting payouts and once you start putting money in your pocket and then making a very slow transition. I would even recommend if you are trading profitable and consistent and you are making money trading, maybe even have a part-time job. that's what I did for a very long time. Is I traded, and I only traded a couple hours a day, and then I got a part-time job, and I had the money for my part-time job that I was paying my bills, and all the money that I was trading, I kept growing it. So that's what it was. Yeah, and that's what I love doing this with Topstep. Like I'm here with Topstep. I enjoy doing everything that I'm doing. I get to trade, and then I get to also teach and coach and help other traders. So I have a job I don't like, and a job I like, trading. Yeah. Anyway, that being said, we 7 more minutes left. Let's get to a few more questions. We'll see how I might just let this one run. Run or stop me out. I like this trade setup. If we do start to sell off, we could get ugly, but yeah, I don't like to see this hesitation and the support here right at the 300s. But anyway, all right, let's get to a few more questions. We'll call it an evening. And then that was really good. Thank you on the answer. Of course. Like I said, the number one priority that comes first is traders. Even traders who are new, we always recommend, and I say everybody here that I talk to at Topstep says just 150K account. You don't need 5 combines. You don't need 5 accounts. You just need one. Start small. You don't need to put a lot of money into the markets when you're starting out. JT, are you only trading with Topstep Prop Firm or others? I have my personal accounts, and I'm here doing this and teaching and being on TopstepTV. I don't have Prop Firm accounts. This is the only one. Just join. What is Nikkei? Nikkei is a Japanese market, and I am short. I'm short 2 contracts, and it's $50 a tick right now. It's $25 per contract, $25 per tick, and I'm short 2, so it's about $50 a tick. It is $50 a tick for this position. I want to see us hold below 300, considering moving my stop loss to 345, maybe 350. I'm going to put this right there. Yeah, 350. If we have continuation, maybe to 240, I'll move my stop loss to there. I want to see this thing fall out of bed. Let's see. What are these other markets doing? I'm going to get rid of that one. Let's go back over to the NKD. Let's see if the true stair step up and elevator down is going to come into play. Topstep's the best. That's why. Yes, that is why I am here. So, yeah, only Fahrenheit. This week's gonna be fun. This week's gonna be very, very fun. If you guys missed it, if you guys don't know, I love the trade with the pros. Trade with the pros. That is great. Bringing traders on TopstepTV to see if we could pass combines with professional trade like rips. That was amazing. That was amazing to see. Stanley, I think Stanley was his name. And then there's going to be another one. Keegan is going to be joining as well. Pass with the pros. Pass with the pros, not trade with pros. And it's going to be a good week, a very good week. Looking forward to it. Nick for a tick, I'm going to be on with in the morning. Of course, rips on Tuesday morning. And I know traders love to see the drama of the house account, but yeah, let's have a good week. It's a good start to the week so far. And until then, take care, and I will see everybody either bright and early tomorrow morning or tomorrow night. I might get out of this trade sooner rather than later. Take care, everybody, and see ya then.